I love Sundays because I can do my Rewind series on Sundays. What exactly is my Rewind series, you might ask? It is my video series about iconic gay moments from history, especially the 1980s. For now. Soon we will be heading into the 1990s. But for now, we're looking at the gay pop culture moments from 1988. So grab your boombox and your shoulder pads and follow me down the yellow brick road.
You should not eat talking trees. Nope, nope, nope. Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
It's showtime.
Kylie Minogue proves that dynamite comes in small packages when she dropped a self-titled debut album in 1988.
See, I've never done this either.
Right?
Yeah, how close up do you want to go?
Not too close. Wide.
Although her debut single, The Locomotion, was released at the back end of 1987, she firmly cemented her place as a gay icon on the rise in 1988 with the debut album, which became the 5th highest selling album of the decade.
Hi, I'm Kylie Minogue, live and exclusive on Top of the Pops tonight.
Kylie's effervescent charm and dance pop sound instantly earned her gay icon status, but it was her years of advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community that crowned her one of the ultimate gay icons and gay allies.
Ladies and gentlemen, making her network television debut, please welcome Melissa Etheridge.
Switching gears from the pop princess to rock rebel, Melissa Etheridge stomped onto the scene with her debut album, which was released in May 1988. With gritty guitar riffs and confessional lyrics like "Bring Me Some Water," she spoke to everyone who's ever felt like an outsider. Most listeners didn't know that she was part of the LGBTQ+ community when she made her debut, but we the community knew. Etheridge would eventually come out publicly as a lesbian in January 1993 at the Triangle Ball, a homosexual-themed celebration of President Bill Clinton's first inauguration.
Oh, and it's sugar cane time, and around about June.
And over in Canada, Katie Lang released Shadowland in 1988. With her seamless blend of country and torch ballads, plus that signature androgynous glam, she challenged both musical and gender norms. Katie Lang's velvet vocals and style-defining presence cemented her as a trailblazer. She was basically another if you know queer artist, but only publicly came out as a lesbian in June of 1992 during an interview with the LGBTQ magazine, The Advocate.
I try to discover.
A Little Respect was an instant classic. It's considered to be one of Eurasia's signature songs, and the single reached the number 4 spot on the UK singles chart when it was released. It was radio-friendly, had an infectious beat, and in 2022, Time Out ranked A Little Respect number 10 on their list of the 50 best gay songs to celebrate Pride all year long. Andy Bell often opened the song with a story when singing it live. As a young boy, he used to ask his mother if he could be gay when he grows up, to which she responded, "Sure, as long as you have a little respect." The Pet Shop Boys transported us to Latin America with Domino Dancing in 1988. The track's Latin-infused beats and Neil Tennant's wistful vocals created a dance floor staple, but the music video was something few people expected. The music video tells a tale of a love triangle, and Rolling Stone magazine called the video probably the most homoerotic pop video ever made, specifically referring to the two men wrestling over the woman.
A cold reminder that oftentimes life's ironies can be bitter.
1988 was basically during the height of the AIDS pandemic, and very few positive depictions of gay men existed on TV. Gay men were still being portrayed as promiscuous, and HIV/AIDS was still heavily stigmatized. Episode 3 of NBC's Midnight Caller caused quite an outrage when it was aired. The episode followed Jack Killian, who sets out to find the man who infected his ex-girlfriend with AIDS. What made this so controversial was that the show's antagonist was a bisexual man deliberately infecting people with HIV. Activists for HIV/AIDS awareness and LGBTQ rights cited concerns over the negative portrayal of bisexual and HIV-positive people and the fears that the show would make people with AIDS the targets of violence.
I'm just not ready to make that kind of a commitment. I'm not asking you to, but if I have to accept you going out, then you have to accept that I'm not.
This big screen adaptation of the play of the same name follows Arnold Beckhoff, a New York drag performer, as he juggles love, family and parenthood in the 1970s. After a series of heartbreaks, Arnold finds himself in a committed relationship with Ellen, portrayed by Matthew Broderick, and even pursues adoption, only to face prejudice from society and his own mother. The Torch Song trilogy was revolutionary for presenting a gay protagonist whose struggles centered on the universal themes of acceptance and belonging, rather than solely his sexuality.
This movie is a tremendous emotional experience. It's one of the year's best films, and I give it 4 stars. I'm Roger Ebert.
I suggest, while we're waiting, that you have a bath. It'll help to relax you.
This Australian drama exposes a secret society of powerful gay men. When a young man, portrayed by Mark Lee, is recruited as a protege and lover of an influential senator, he quickly learns the perks and perils of his privilege. The film's unflinching look at age-disparate relationships, political corruption and secrecy offered one of the era's most morally complex queer narratives.
When you feel ready, you must come to me.
The film received mostly mixed to negative reviews upon its release, with critics calling it a perverted film. Modern audiences agree with the film's criticisms, and it currently holds an 11% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Adrian LeDuc is about to make an arrangement.
I was inquiring about the apartment next door.
An arrangement with a man he will never forget.
This British-Argentine psychological thriller stars Colin Firth as a lonely theater owner in 1980's Buenos Aires. When he takes in the charming American Jack Carney, portrayed by Hart Bochner, Adrian soon suspects his new roommate is tied to a string of political assassinations. Though not explicitly a gay film, its undercurrents of repressed desire and queer-coded tension between the two leads added an unsettling layer of homoeroticism that queer audiences still debate today. Critics were sharply divided on the film. Most of the reviews were negative, but modern audiences have taken a second look at the film through a newer lens, and the film currently holds a 74% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
They're queer.
Curse of the Queer Wolf is one of those films that borders so much on the offensive side that it almost topples over into stereotypes of the era.
While this is a parody, I can see why it can be taken in a harsh way, especially towards trans people.
The film follows the story of Larry, who meets someone he believes to be a woman, but is actually a transvestite who turns him into a queer wolf by biting him on the butt. Yes, I know the term transvestite is outdated and considered offensive today, but I'm giving you the 1988 synopsis, and I think it shows you just how offensive this movie actually was. The fact that the film came out during an era when the word queer was still considered a slur just added insult to injury for the LGBTQ+ community, and the film cannot even be considered a spoof, as many viewers and critics agreed that the film was just not funny.
The woman who once called herself a boy toy is hoping that after tonight, everybody else calls her a Broadway star.
Madonna's arrived on the New York stage in David Mamet's Speed the Plow. And while she may be a Broadway virgin, Madonna's had the acting bug for years.
And last but not least, here's a quick roundup of other gay moments from 1988. Madonna made her Broadway debut in Speed the Plow, even if it was just for 4 months.
In the springboard preliminaries, Greg Louganis met disaster.
At the Summer Olympics in Seoul, Greg Louganis slammed his head on the springboard during the prelims. Surprisingly, he stands up, shakes it off and nails the dive. And then he goes on to win gold. Unfortunately, 1988 was also the year that we lost disco legend Sylvester, who passed away from AIDS-related complications at the age of 40. This loss hit the community hard, but his legacy still lights up every Pride parade even today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't watched the previous video in the series, I'll put a link to that at the end of this video for you to check out so you can be all caught up before we head into the 1990s. I also have a poll on my community tab where you can vote for what type of videos you would like to see on a Friday. You can also please check that out and cast your vote so I know what type of videos to make for you on a Friday. Thanks again for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Over 70% of my viewers aren't subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? A written invitation? You're not going to get anything in a digital age, so just click subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.